Hello students, welcome to the Advanced School Beauty online English classes by Amar Swaraj. In this video we are going to discuss class 12th lesson first, the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet. Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist and a short story writer. The last lesson is set in the days of Franco-Prussian War 1870 to 1871, in which France was defeated by Prussia led by Bismarck. Prussia then consisted of what now are the nation of Germany, Poland and parts of Austria. In this story, the French district of Alsace-Lorraine have passed into Prussian hands. Read the story to find out what effect this had on life at school. So this is the introduction of the writer of this lesson. Alphonse Daudet was a French novelist and also was a short story writer. This is the story. It was set in the days when Franco and Prussian war was going on. It was the incident of 1870 to 1871. In that war, French was defeated by Prussia, and Prussia was led by Bismarck. So that time, two districts of the French went into the hand of Prussia. So this story shows that this war left some effect on the life of the school also. So let us read the story and get the knowledge what effects this war left on the life of the school. The narrator of this story is a little boy named French. So let us start the story. I started for school very late that morning and was in great dread of scolding. The narrator, I means here friends, he was going to school and that day he was late for the school and was also in the fear that his teacher, Mr. Hamel, will rebuke him. Would rebuke him. Especially because Mr. Hamel had said that he would question us on participles and did not know the first word about them. For a moment I thought of running away and spending the day out of doors. It was so warm, so bright. The birds were chirping at the edge of the wood and in the open field back of the sawmill. The Persian soldiers were drilling. It was all much more tempting than the rules of participle, but I had the strength to resist and hurry off to school. When Franz was going to school in the morning, he was in the fear that his teacher, Mr. Hamel, would rebuke him, and especially there was also a fear in his heart that Mr. Hamel said to them that he would ask questions to them on participles. But Franz even did not know the single word of the participles. That's why he thought of spending the day out of the doors, because the day was very warm and also the bright. And the special thing was that on that day the birds were chirping at the edge of the wood, means at the edge of the jungle, and in the open field back there was a sawmill, and after behind the sawmill the Persian soldiers were drilling, means they were doing the parade there. And all these things were so tempting, so attracting for Franz than the rules of participles. But Franz had strength to resist, to overcome his feelings, and he hurried to school. When I passed the town hall, there was a crowd in front of the bulletin board. For the last 2 years, all our bad news had come from there. The lost battles, the draft, the orders of the commanding officer. And I thought to myself, without stopping, what can be the matter now? When friends passed from the town hall, there was a bulletin board. Bulletin board means notice board. There was a crowd also before the notice board. Friends, as the friends was passing to this place, he was thinking that all the all the bad news were coming from that bulletin board, just like the news of draft, lost battles, and the orders of commanding officers. So now he was thinking that what can be the matter now. Okay, the next page. Then, as I hurried by as fast as I could go, the blacksmith watcher, who was there with the apprentice reading the bulletin, called me after. Don't go so fast, Bub. You will get to your school in plenty of time. When I was, when I means here, friends. When friends was in hurry to go to school, blacksmith means a person who works with iron. His name was Watcher, who called the friends from behind and said to him that, "Dear boy, you need not to run so fast because there is a lot of time. You will get to your school in time." I thought he was making fun of me and reached Mr. Hammel's little garden all out of breath. Because friends was already late and Mr. Watcher said to the friends that you have a lot of time, you will reach in time to the school. So he was thinking that that person was making fun of him, and Mr. Hamel reached in the garden out of the breath. Usually when school began there was a great bustle which could be heard out in the street, and opening and closing of desk, lesson repeated in unison, very loud with our hands over our ears to understand better, and the teacher's great ruler rapping on the table. But now it was also still. I had counted on the commotion to get my desk without being seen. But of course, that day everything had to be as quiet as Sunday morning. Through the window, I saw my classmates already in their place and Mr. Hamel walking up and down with his terrible iron ruler under his arms. I had to open the door and go in before everybody. You can imagine how blushed and how frightened I was, but nothing happened. Mr. Hamel saw me and said very kindly, "Go to your place quickly. Little friends, we were beginning without you." Now, the narrator of the story, Mr. Friends, says that usually when the school began, so there was a lot of noise, hustle and bustle means noise. That noise could be seen out in the street, and also the opening and closing sound of the desk, and also the repeated lessons in unison means in the same time very loudly, with our hands over our ears to understand better. And if we have to understand any noise, anything else, so we have to cover our ears to understand that thing better. And there also could be seen the rapping means tapping the ruler on the bench on the table. But this time, that time, even it was not Sunday, but all things was so quiet, so still that it was appearing that was a Sunday morning, because Sunday morning usually class schools are over, classes are over. That's why no one can hear any kind of sound in the schools. Through the window, French saw that his classmates were already in their place. Mr. Hamel was walking up and down, means here and there, with his terrible ruler in his arm, under his arm. He had to open the door and go in before everyone. And now friends say that you could says that you can imagine that how blushed and frightened. It means he was feeling shame and was also full of fear because he wanted to enter in the class without noticed. But nothing happened. Mr. Hamill saw him and said very kindly to him that go to your place quickly, little friends. We were going to start the lesson without you. I jumped over the bench and sat at my desk. Not till then, when I had got a little over my fright. When Mr. Hamill said to the friends to sit on his uh, bench, Mr. Franz jumped over the bench and sat at his desk. Till then, he had even not taken over his fright, means fear. Did I see that our teacher had on his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap, all embroidered, that he never wore except on inspection and prize days. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange and solemn. Solemn means quiet. But the thing that surprised me most was to see on the back benches that were always empty the village people staying quietly like ourselves. Old Hosser. Old Hosser with his three cornered hat. The former mayor, the former postmaster, and several others. Beside everything looked sad, and Hosser had brought an old primer, thumbed at the edge, and he held it open on his knees with his great spectacles lying across the page. Mr. Franz jumped over the bench and sat at his desk. Till then, he could not even overcome his fright, but he saw that his teacher was in his beautiful green coat, and it was unusual because Mr. Franz used to wear his green coat only special days, just like on the inspection days or the prize days. He wore his beautiful green coat, his frilled shirt, and the little black silk cap, and all embroidered, means decorated, that he never wore on inspection and prize days. Besides, the whole school seemed so strange, and there was also some strange things that friends saw that day. That that thing surprised the friends very much. The bank benches, which were mostly empty, but now these benches were full of the villagers, and also some person also there, just like former mayor, former postmaster, and several other besides. And old Hosser was also there, and he took his primer. Primer means the first book which is used for a baby to learn the alphabet of any language. And his spectacles were also lying on the page of that primer. While I was wondering about it all, Mr. Hamel mounted his chair and, in the same grave and gentle tone which he had used to me, said, "My children, this is the last lesson I shall give you. The order has come from Berlin to teach only German in the school of Alsace and Lorraine. The new master comes tomorrow. This is your last French lesson. I want you to be very attentive." What a thunderclap these words to me. Oh, the wretches! That was what they had put at the town hall. While the French was wondering or sur- feeling surprised about all these things, Mr. Hamel mounted, means sat in his chair and said in the same grave and the gentle tone which he used for the French. And Mr. Himmel said, "My children, this is their last lesson." And he was giving them the last lesson because the order had come from the Berlin that the German would be taught in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. And he also informed that their new teacher would come tomorrow. This was their last lesson, and Mr. Hamel wanted that they should be very attentive that day for learning their last French lesson. While it was a thunderclap, it was just a thunder clap for them, for the people of Alsace and Lorraine. Now French understood what was the matter that was on the bulletin board. Now he got everything. Okay, in the next stanza. My last French lesson, why I hardly knew how to write. I should never learn any more. I must stop there. Then, oh, how sorry I was for not learning my lessons, for seeking birds' eggs, for going sliding on the Saar. My books that had seemed such a nuisance a while ago, so heavy to carry. My grammar and my history of the saints were old friends now, and now that I could give up. And Mr. Hamel too. The idea that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget all his ruler and how cranky he was. My last French lesson. Now, French regrets that it was his last lesson and he hardly knew about how to write. It means he had no knowledge about the French language. He even did not know how to write or read this language, and he could not learn any more about it. He used to think that I must stop there, but now he was very sorry for that, for not learning his lessons. He wasted his time for seeking birds' eggs, for searching birds' eggs or sliding on the Saar. The books that were nuisance means that were nuisance for him, सरदर्द थी जो उसके लिए before some time only, and he was feeling that they were very heavy to carry them before some time, and his grammar and his history of the saints. But these all things were now his old, just like his old friends. He could not give up them, and Mr. Hamel too. And about the Mr. Hamel, he was also feeling bad because the idea when he thought about it that Mr. Hamel was going to the school and they were giving his service for the 40 years in the same school, and he forgot all these things, all the things about Mr. Hamel, that he was very cranky. Cranky means strange or unusual, but he was only thinking about his last lesson. Poor man, it was in the honor of his last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes, and now I understood why the old men of the village were staying there in the back of the room. It was because they were sorry to that they had not gone to school more. It was their way of thanking our master for his 40 years of faithful service and of showing their respect for the country that was theirs no more. Poor man. These words are being used here for Mr. Hamel. It was in the honor of the last lesson because he wore his fine Sunday clothes. Now French understood all the things that old men of the village were there in the honor of the last lesson, and because they were very sorry for not learning their language, it was their way, it was the way of the villagers to thank their master for his 40 years of faithful service. For the participle, sorry, while I was thinking all this, I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have given to be able to say that dreadful rule for the participles all through, very loud and clear and without one mistake. But I got mixed up on the first word and stood there holding on to my desk, my heart beating and not daring to look up. Friends wanted that he wanted to recite. Now it was the turn of Friends to recite the rules of the participle, but Friends was helpless because he had no knowledge about the participles. But he wanted to recite all the things without any mistake and in a one stroke. But he mixed up. It means he hesitated or confused even on the first word of the participles, and holding on to his desk, his heart was beating and he had even not dared to look up. I heard Mr. Hamill to say me. I heard Mr. Hamill say to me, I would not scold you, little friends. You must feel bad enough. See how it is. Every day we have said to ourselves, Bah, I have plenty of time. I will learn it tomorrow. And now you see where we have come out. That's the great trouble with Alsace. She puts off learning till tomorrow. Now those fellows out there will have the right to say to you, how is it you pretend to be Frenchmen and yet you can neither speak nor write your own language. But you are not the worst people, little friends. We have all a great deal to reproach ourselves with. I heard Mr. Hamill. Now Friends says that Friends heard Mr. Hamill to say to him that he would not scold him. Means Mr. Hamill would not scold to little Friends for the rule of participles, and he said to him that now definitely you would be feeling very bad, because he tells to Friends that Mr. Hamill tells to Friends that I tell you how it is that we always made excuses that we would learn it tomorrow, but and could not learn any time. Now those fellows out there will end now. The Persian soldiers and Persian person could say to them that how could you pretend to be the Frenchman? Even they did not know how to read and write the French language. It was the worst thing with them.